Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to SICW All-Star Wrestling. I'm Drew Ebenhouse here with the one and only. It's Big Nasty Glenn Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen to that. They're saying hi. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. That's right. Good
job. If you
job.
can't tell, they're saying Glenn sucks.
Come on, Drew. That's not what they're saying.
It is what they're saying. All right, but we're happy to have you here, Glenn. We've got a great episode of action for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Your main event, Bobby D will be taking on Devastation Incorporated's Peyton Ayers.
Ooh.
Also, Jason Breed is in action today.
Oh,
Hashtag trending. Trent Daniels will be in in-ring action today. Rob Stardom, Cade Maxon, all in action today. Plus, we have to go over one of the most shocking betrayals we've seen here in SICW. Recently in Collinsville, it was, like we said, it was shocking, and we'll talk about that and we'll show you what happened as we progress in the show. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some wrestling. Let's head to ringside for your first matchup.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Texas, weighing in at 278 pounds, Waco. His opponent from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 457 pounds. Representing, the Dogtown Underground, it's Kowalsski. Waco, he knows. He's familiar with Kowalsski. You can't wait and let him get comfortable. Waco trying to get things started right off the bat. Kowalsski having none of it.
Headbutt. You know what? I have a lot of history with Waco. And the guy's kind of a jerk, but he sure can wrestle.
He's aggressive, he's mean, he's violent, and he knew he was going to have to take this and get the jump right to Kowalski.
Yeah,
but
honestly.
That didn't work. Look at Kowalski. He hasn't even gotten his hat off yet, but he's had to. There you go.
It doesn't matter. Kowalski's maybe one of the most agile big guys I've ever seen in wrestling. Period.
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal.
You admire the game plan of Waco to try to jump Kowalski to get the early advantage, but look at this. That almost made the big man angry rather than do anything. It's almost like he's offended that Waco would do such a thing, and now he's just dishing out punishment.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. With a guy like Kowalski, he always has the size advantage. So what do you even do? What's your game plan? For me, I mean, I would probably have to do what I got to do like Waco. You know, hit him from behind, hit him fast, try to use your speed to get away from him.
Yes, sir.
You know, try to drag him out as long as possible and gas him out. But as of right now, he cannot get any offense rolling at all.
Huge hip toss, sending Waco just flying across the ring. Almost a 200-pound weight advantage does Kowalski have over Waco.
Oh, yeah.
He's almost stalking his prey now.
That's the thing. Kowalski is just in command every single time he's in the ring. He takes his time. He stalks you. He doesn't have to rush.
Oh, huge pump handle fall-away slam from the big man.
That's innovative. That's awesome.
And what's dangerous about Kowalski, he doesn't just rely on his size. We don't often see that move, so he's constantly learning, improving, evolving, setting him up for the K-bomb. He nails it, pinning Waco for the 3.
That just
Kowalski,
shook the entire building.
He's been on a roll recently. He's been unstoppable, and we saw exactly why. There he is, the big man representing Dogtown Underground, picking up the win in your opening contest today.
That was really good, Kowalski. Man, somebody check on Waco's ribs. That's fair.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for this one. We mentioned a shocking betrayal recently in Collinsville, Illinois. The main event was Attila Khan and Kowalski. It was Devastation Incorporated and the Dogtown Underground united under the guidance of the one and only Travis Cook, taking on Bobby D and the Big Texan.
It's really good to see Travis back for a night, wasn't it?
We're not going to try to spoil anything now. We're just going to show it to you so you can see it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head to Collinsville, Illinois to show you what happened at the close of our recent huge show at the Fireman's Hall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am now joined by Travis Cook and Devastation Incorporated. You just saw for yourself what happened at the end of our huge show recently in Collinsville. Mr. Cook, you were the mastermind, and, well, your plan, we hate to say, it worked.
There is only one man walking on planet Earth who can walk in to the backstage area of Madison Square Garden, or the backstage area of the Tokyo Dome, or the backstage area of the Arena Mexico, or any major wrestling venue in this country, and everybody will stand back, everybody will give him space, and nobody dares say anything to offend him. That one and only person is Haku. But not only is Haku the toughest man walking the planet, he's also always been a very astute businessman for years and years and years. He's made the most out of his career. And I got to be honest with you. I'll tell the truth here. It took a lot of money. I mean a lot of money to bring Haku in here. Stephen E. and I had to call in some real favors from the investors, but the investors came through. Now, do you know what that means? What that means is what you're looking at right now before you on this TV screen is not just a formidable group of wrestlers, it's certainly that, but more so, you are looking at a deep, financially backed organization. Now, Herb Simmons right now is somewhere. I haven't even seen him at TV today. I don't know where he is. Herb Simmons is somewhere right now commiserating the loss of his many years of friendship with Haku. You're worried about friendship somewhere right now, Herb Simmons. But I'll tell you what you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about history repeating itself. Let me give you a little history here. About 3 or 4 decades ago, there was another very well-funded wrestling corporation that decided they were going to go into these towns and go into these local promotions and compete. And in some of these cases, they offered a buyout to some of these local promotions, and some of the promoters took it, and what happened? They took the money, they rode off into the sunset, they enjoyed their golden years. But a lot of these promotions, they didn't take the buyouts. They thought, we'll stand and fight against this big corporation. We'll take them on. We'll pool our resources with the other promoters. They couldn't get along long enough to order lunch. And what happened? Long story short, they all bit the dust. They all went out of business. Now, Herb Simmons, you have an offer, a very generous offer, that Stephen E. gave to you a few months ago. You haven't said a word about it. You've been sitting on it, but I think you need to understand what you've got before you right now. You have an organization that you're dealing with that has more money than you can ever compete with. And you've got a decision to make. Are you going to be the smart local promoter that takes the buyout and sells out so that Devastation Incorporated can bring about the new SICW, a wrestling promotion that these rednecks can finally be proud of? Or are you going to be bullheaded? Are you going to be stubborn? And are you going to really think you can fight this thing? Because the best friend you ever had, Larry Matizik, God rest his soul, he had to make a decision very much like this back in 1983 and 1984, and you know exactly what he went through when he had to make that decision. You, Herb Simmons, are in those same shoes right now. Make the right decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Devastation Incorporated wasn't dangerous enough, they've added the most dangerous man in the wrestling business to their ranks. God help us all. God help SICW. We've got to take a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with some wrestling action. Jason Breed in action right after this.
Let's get ready to rumble.
SICW presents Saturday, August 17th at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Racing Ruckus. Professional Wrestling with the stars of SICW and the racing of the Bomberito 500. Don't miss the action all weekend long. SICW Racing Ruckus. SICW Racing Ruckus. Bomberito 500 Weekend. Racing and Wrestling. Saturday, August 17th. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to SICW.org.
I am, yeah.
The only psycho here is me. Who will be coming?
Awesome. I can't wait, man. I thoroughly enjoyed my Perez that's supposedly coming.
We're gonna overwhelm each other, so.
I got a question.
Belong. Those belts were around their waist.
Hold on. Let me speak.
Finally, we've been waiting for you to come.
I miss you.
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maxon. What else you got?
Lucas wants a new belt.
Whoa.
I wish I could, what is it, Vic?
That's not even the real 4360.
Snapchat?
No, Snapchat.
All right. But today I got a very special guest.
If you don't know who I am,
I will never follow Papa Dank on Twitter.
Have been my favorite wrestlers, and it's like the first time.
All right, folks, we're back from our break, and it's time for your next matchup. One fall, 10-minute time limit. First, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 226 pounds, Rob Stardom.
Good Canadian.
His opponent is from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 245 pounds, Jason Breed.
Drew, who do you think's going to win this one?
I have no idea, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Referee Jerry Lane checking your competitors, making sure they are good to go. The bell is sounded. It is underway. Jason Breed's got about a 20-pound weight advantage. Rob Stardom, we saw him in recent weeks here in SICW All-Star Wrestling. We've learned more about him. Rob Stardom is a 25-year veteran. He's worked Mexico. He's worked England. I'm told he's appeared on WWE television. He is a former NWA Canadian champion trained by Kerry Brown, who is the nephew of Bulldog Bob Brown, who folks here in the Midwest are very familiar with.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know much about him, but him being around these last, couple of months, gotten a nice up-close look at him. The guy can go. He knows what he's doing. He's a grizzled vet. He's not scared for a fight. Yep. These fans, they don't shake him. He doesn't care. He knows exactly what he wants out of a match, and he's going for it right now as he hits a big neck breaker.
We've seen that in the past. That is devastating looking. Hey. Nicely done. Followed up with that running sit-out clothesline. Imagine, I was going to say he went straight for the pinfall, which was a good idea, but Jason Breed's still a little too fresh.
Well, pinfall's saying it lightly. You just put a boot on him, and I get it. You want to look strong, but here's the deal. Jason has absolutely transformed his body over the last year. He is hitting the gym super hard.
Well, even each and every week, every time you see him, it looks like his biceps are a little bigger.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting huge, man. And also, if you're talking about a veteran, that's also Jason. Jason's been out here doing this for 20-plus years.
Yes, sir.
I faced him at the Fan Fest, and I took a loss to him. He's a tough competitor, and this is going to be a great match.
You bet. Matches like this are what makes SICW so great. We got two guys that have over 50 years of experience between the two of them, but they've never faced each other, so you're really forced to bring your A-game. Huge DDT from Breed onto Stardom. Wow, for the three.
Wow.
Veteran maneuver by hooking both of the legs, going for the pinfall. That was a sprint, ladies and gentlemen.
Drew, that right there is why you cannot give a weak pin like that to a guy like Jason Breed.
Well,
he took advantage of it.
Absolutely, Jason Breed. With a little message to you, buddy.
I'm not even Canadian, so you sound stupid. So
all right.
Good match, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Good back-and-forth contest. Jason Breed picking up the quick win today. Well, folks, I am now going to head to ringside to get some words from the one and only Ron Powers. Wrestling fans, I am here with the one, the only, Mr. Ron Powers. Ron, fans, recently we showed him earlier in this episode what happened at our recent show in Collinsville, Illinois, with the shocking turn and betrayal of Haku against Herb Simmons and SICW, joining up with Travis Cook and Devastation Incorporated. Here's what's interesting, folks. Earlier in the show, Haku was out. We had an interview in front of the fans. You came out, had a very heartfelt moment recollecting your past and talking about your similarities between yourself and Haku. And what happened is you couldn't stay the whole show. You had to leave. So by the time at the end of the show, Haku made his shocking turn and betrayal, they made sure to do it when you weren't in the building. You were gone. Danny Boy brutally attacked. Normally you would be there with a chair, with a baseball bat, with something. They wisely waited for you to leave before they executed their plan.
Yeah, I got a phone call that night from his wife Julie about 10:30, and he wasn't doing too well. You know, last night I didn't really look up. I kept my head down. I seen Haku out there. I mean, we've been like brothers over the last few years, man. I mean, we keep in touch. We have that point of connection with his teacher, and then his teacher coming over here and me teaching him how to wrestle, and we had such a connection. But as this business goes, you got to keep your head on a swivel. As this business goes, you got to keep your head up. And Haku, the bottom line is this. I see that with how your kids are, the apple don't fall far from the tree. So, you know, I've tried to get all these bad thoughts out of my mind, man. I don't want to think like this. I don't want to go down that path. I look down and I see the ring that my beautiful wife gave me 31 years ago. I see a bracelet that my wonderful supporting mom gave me when I got into the business a long time. I wear it to this day. I've got the tattoo 23, which is my daughter's birthday. I got a bracelet that's made by my grandkids, and it says Pop on it. And I've got this tattoo that made me resign as SICW champion when my dad died and I was done. And I looked down, and I've been looking down. But now I'm starting to look up. And when I look up, I don't see what's on my arms. But I do look down, and I see my wife, and she tells me, honey, you're 58. You can't do this again. My mom says, honey, you're 58. You can't do this again. My daughter says, Dad, you're 58. You can't do this again. My grandkids, they say, Pop, we don't even know what the hell it is you do. And then I got my tattoo about my dad, from my dad, for my dad. And I know my dad's telling me, get out there and get her done. My dad's telling me to kick their ass. So the bottom line is this. I don't know whether to look up or look down. But if I look up, God helps whoever is in front of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't possibly add anything more to that. We've got another match coming up. Let's go back to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Santa Clara, California, weighing in at 216 pounds, hashtag trending Trent Daniels.
Hashtag Trent Daniels, baby. What's up, buddy?
His opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 202 pounds, Cade Maxon.
What are you worried about me for? You're not fighting me. You better pay attention to Trent.
Referee Nick Ridenauer calls for the bell. Action is underway.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
I imagine you're going to be very down the middle and impartial with this one, right?
Well, here's the deal, man. I mean, Cade's been running his little mouth because he got upset that I beat him. It's not my fault that he took his eye off the prize. And as you can see, the bell didn't even ring, and he's looking at me. As he's getting stomped out, he should have been paying attention to Trent.
Well, he's got a lot to learn. Cade Maxon, he's a young man learning the ropes, climbing the ladder, but we've seen some pretty impressive stuff out of him. On the flip side, Trent, a very cocky, a very self-absorbed man, but he's got skills, and we've seen them.
Yeah, Cade, I mean, he's taken his eye off the prize, but with that being said, he is a great wrestler. He gave me everything he had. He did a lot of great moves. He fights. He doesn't quit. So I got to give that to him.
It's just a matter of getting his reps in. Every
100%.
match he's going to learn. He's going to get better. He's going to add skills to his arsenal.
And
Trent Daniels, we really still don't know much about him. He's from California. We know he's hip to social media, #trending. But obviously, he has skills. He just uses mind games to mess with his opponents.
You know what?
Something that you're kind of familiar with.
Yeah,
too,
man.
so.
I mean, to me, that's the name of the game. And you said he's cocky and arrogant. I like to call it confident. You have to be confident in here. We've had that conversation before. He believes in himself. And I like a guy that can believe in who he is. He knows who he is. He knows what he wants, and that's what he's doing. This guy has gone around the country winning titles. I know that about him. And now he's here to try to do the same thing and leave a mark. And I am all for it. With a big back elbow. There you go. Stay on him. Stay on him. Stay on him.
Mutual love fest here between Glenn Williams and Trent Daniels. Daniels going for a big vertical suplex, it looks like, on Cade Maxon. He gets it. Nicely executed. Floating over for the pinfall. Cade Maxon with the inside shoulder out at 2.
I told you, this kid does not stop fighting. That's one thing I could say about Cade. He never gives up. He keeps getting up. So Trent's really going to have to put it to him to keep him down.
Well, he's got a nice, strong chin lock on him at the moment. I like these kind of matches. We've recently saw in Collinsville, Trent Daniels took on the Iron Pitbull, Kenny Kingston. He fell a little short in that one, but he used mind games. He used tricks. Oh, he was going for that big boot.
No,
he missed it. Cade Maxon, I think he got it. Oh! Trent Daniels. Oh! Cade Maxon capitalizing on his momentum.
Oh, that's a good sling
nice
blade.
Sling blade from Maxon. Wow, he's quick as a hiccup, as they say.
There's a big knee. No.
And that's what you got to do when you get the momentum going. You have to keep it up. Oh, like a sliced bread sort of maneuver.
Oh, my God.
Trent Daniels showing that he's not just crafty, he is very resilient as well. Now kicking out of what I thought 2 or 3 times could have been the end of this.
He didn't hit his eye. He was pushing him, Nick. Come on, chill out. Yeah, come on, get him,
Maxon
hit him.
Into the corner,
yes!
and he nails the boot that he had just missed, but he got what he was looking for. Bullseye onto the face of Maxon for the 3.
Hey, good job. Good job. You got to give it to Cade, though. Thank you.
And Daniels showing a different side of him. We saw him take significant punishment there, and he survived it. So Trent Daniels also showing new sides of himself here today on All-Star Wrestling.
Hey, it's a good job. Good job. Hey, give it to Cade. Like I said, he's fighting. He's going to be really good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, recently on All-Star Wrestling, we saw a match between Billy McNeel and yourself, Mr. Glenn Williams. And you, a little craftiness. I think you used some ropes maybe, but you did. You picked up a win.
My legs had a little bit of a cramp. You ever had that?
You had a leg cramp?
I was trying to straighten them out, and then the adrenaline of the win, I was like, and forgot about it.
That makes sense. Well, we're gonna let the fans see for themselves, folks. We're gonna take a look at the closing moments of the recent Big Nasty Billy McNeel match and how it really fired up Billy McNeel. Let's take a look at that now.
Let's see. He's
Big
on top.
Nasty taking his time, being methodical, almost stalking Billy McNeel.
He sees that injured shoulder, Dr. Drew. He's not letting up. And once again, utilizing the 5 count.
And I didn't exactly figure out his starting month, but he's been doing this maybe not quite a year, maybe just a little over a year, talking about Big Nasty Glenn Williams.
Oh, nice reversal.
Oh, man. Use that speed, and it was an elbow right to the jaw of Big Nasty. Glenn Williams asked for this match. He wanted this. Now he's getting maybe a little more than he bargained for.
And I got to hand it to Billy McNeel. He's delivering it to him.
You've known Billy McNeel a long time. You've faced him on numerous occasions. I don't even know what it would take. How do you approach a match with Billy McNeel with such an unorthodox, quirky, I call it, style? It's kind of an eccentric style.
He's resilient, Dr. Drew, and what you have to do is you have to expect the unexpected, keep him on the ground, and then don't stop putting the leather to him, just like Big Nasty's doing right now. Stay on him.
I'm almost scared of the amount of ring awareness that Glenn Williams shows up with each and every match.
See, there he goes.
Look at You
Simple
can
but
see his
effective.
confidence grow each and every week. And not that he was lacking in confidence to begin with, but Big Nasty, he's been in the gym, he's bulking up.
And just clubbing blows across that shoulder, Dr. Drew.
Billy ducks the clothesline.
Oh, Thez pressed of sorts by Billy
Yeah,
McNeel.
I was saying, everything is not quite the way you expect it.
Hard to kind of come up with a game plan when it's not the way you think it is.
Billy heading to the top rope. He's got Glenn Williams in his sights.
Oh,
no!
and
Billy McNeel uses that elbow to the back of the head and neck to great success. That probably would have done it had Billy connected with that move.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did he land on that injured shoulder, Dr. Drew?
Oh.
Greco-Roman Glenplex
Look at
coming
Glenn
up.
Williams.
He's go. Let's see. Hooking it. Reversal.
Billy switches it up. Knee to the face. Knocks Big Nasty goofy. You can almost see Big Nasty's eyes roll inside, or up inside of his head.
I think he just rearranged those good looks of Big Nasty, Dr. Drew, with that knee.
His good looks, you said.
Good looks. Hey, liking him or not, he gets the ladies with that chiseling face he has.
Oh, Billy telegraphed that move there. Big Nasty. Stack it up. Billy McNeel got the feet on the ropes. The ref didn't see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw it. Bill Henson did not see it.
Good
Look
job.
At this. Come on.
Well, the ref didn't see it. It didn't happen.
It was a back-and-forth matchup. I think Billy had Glenn where he wanted him, but Glenn used that opportunity. Like it or not, the ref didn't catch it.
You think Billy Neal was expecting that?
No, I don't think he did. You can see the frustration, the bewilderment on the look of Billy McNeel's face.
A little bit of leverage on that injured shoulder kept him down, Dr. Drew.
Well,
and he's very upset.
Billy McNeel very rarely shows that type of anger, but that's it. Big Nasty.
We got an impromptu.
Glenn! You're about overdue for a lesson in respect and humility, and I'm just the one to give it to you. You cheap shot artist. Tell you what. Let's do something with some consequences. I want a rematch. And if I win, Glenn Williams will be my butler for 60 days. What do you think, cowboy? And in the spirit of fairness, how about this? You win, I'll let you cut my hair. I love to win, but I hate to lose, Glenn. Say yes. Say yes, Glenn.
Fans, rather uncharacteristic of Billy McNeel, usually the happy-go-lucky Billy McNeel, with strong words and a challenge to Big Nasty Glenn Williams.
No. Hell no. Destiny high. Yes.
Lady Drew, always a pleasure, sweetheart.
Lady Drew, good to see you, Lady Drew.
Yeah. SICW, this evening we're joined with Glenn Williams.
Thank you.
And Sean Vincent.
The Sean Vincent, the manager of the Stars, the manager of the Big Nasty one, Glenn Williams. Man, I've missed you.
Oh, dude, it's so good to see you. It just doesn't feel right without you by my side. I dedicated a lot of messages to you. Did you see them?
I did.
I won some matches. Did you see that?
You did.
Yeah. Did that for you.
That's
that for you, dude.
You did that for me, but because of that, you have ruined all these colonials. that you are the winner. You are the future champion of SICW. Lady Drew, you couldn't agree more, could you? Of course you agree with us. Why wouldn't you?
Speaking of matches, I hear you have an announcement regarding September 7th.
Check this out. Did you saw me beat Billy, right? I did. You guys saw me beat Billy, didn't you? 1, 2, 3. You can't they loved it. So I beat Billy, and then he went and did a little a crying therapy session on the mic and said, "Big Nasty, I need to teach you a lesson," which is exactly what a guy who just lost would say. And so he said, "Hey, let's make it interesting." And you know me, I like to party. Let's see what he wants to say. He said, if he beats me, I will be his butler for 60 days.
That could happen. Not worried.
Then he said, if I win, I get to shave his head. Dude, all of those online barber classes are about to pay off finally. I cannot wait. So, Sean, let me ask you, since you haven't been here, what do you think I should do?
My gosh. Well, I mean, you've already beat him once.
Without you here, by the way, so there's zero excuse.
Right. And then I'm back, baby, at ringside. So I say it's a done deal. I think it's a win-win opportunity, baby. And we're going to see Billy McNeel balded to the day he was born.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to fight Billy McNeel. I'm going to beat him like he owes me money. And then I'm going to pin him for the 1, 2, 3. And then I think the only way we do it, Sean, is that not only I shave his head, but I would also like it if you would join me. And maybe we do a strip just right down the middle and give him the Hulk Hogan. Maybe take this and do a rat tail or something. I'm going to start getting creative ideas, Billy, because you asked for it, and now I'm going to make you look like me, except way uglier, dude.
That's right. Billy, you and I have a lot of years, buddy. History, lots of history. And it's going to be so good for me to see my champion, Glenn Williams, pin you and humiliate you by shaving your head bald.
Now, one more thing, Lady Drew. I was just thinking, Sean, let me jog your memory. Didn't the last time I faced Curtis, I beat him?
I think that's factual, yes.
And then didn't the last time I faced Billy, I beat him? Oh, so by proxy, am I the tag team champions?
That's an absolute fact.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I can convince Herb to put the tag titles on the line too. So that's what I want to know. I want some gold, but here's the deal. I don't care. I'm taking care of Billy. I'm going to shave his head, and then I want some gold.
Let's go! Booyah, baby!
Well, a lot of excitement here.
Good to see you, Lady Drew.
From Glenn and Sean Vincent. We're going to be right back after this commercial break.
Lady Drew.
Wrestling fans, you looking for the best in daily lunch specials and great menu food items? Look no further than Layla's Roadhouse, 440 Falling Springs Road in Cahokia Heights, Illinois. That's right, a family sit-down dining and always great specials. Also has the best pizza in the area. Wrestling fans, SICW is continuing its 2024 road tour. On August 17th, we return to Worldwide Technology Raceway in our partnership with the IndyCar Racing. On Saturday, August 24th, we return for our annual event at the Belleville Little Devils. September 7th, it's back to the Madison County Fireman's Hall. And September 14th, we return for another big show in Sandoval, Illinois. On Saturday, September 28th, we return to the Worldwide Technology Raceway as part of the NHRA Drag Racing Weekend. October 4th, SICW returns home to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. But back on the road on October 12th, we're visiting Fairmont City. October 19th, we return to the Shriners Temple. And October 26th, to Breeze, Illinois. This is just the start of a busy half of 2024. For additional information, visit www.sicw.org.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is now time to take a trip to this week's Promoter's Corner. Let's go now.
This match, it won't fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Tampa, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Al Perez. Weighing 319 pounds from Russia, Nikolai Volkoff. Referee Ed Warren.
How would you like to be in Al Perez's shoe right now? Al Perez, a sparkling young athlete. Tremendous future in this business Al Perez has, and a tremendous, really right now that he has. He fights back against Volkoff. Volkoff and Perez landing some forearms. Perez can wrestle. He proved that as he was a Florida State high school champion. He has tremendous amateur background, and nobody's going to be pushed around. He fights back against Volkoff. If Perez could knock off Volkoff here, what a feather in his cap it would be, because, of course, next Saturday night it's Volkoff against King Kong Brody. Brody is back at Kiel Auditorium. Next Saturday, Volkoff would love to nail Brody with a knee like that, as he just did Perez. But remember, this time there's something different. 2 referees. 1 referee in the ring, 1 referee outside the ring. 2 referees for Brody and Volkoff. The last time they met, September 17th, Professor Tanaka, who's a close ally of Volkoff's, got himself involved. And, of course, Spike Huber, who has a tremendous friendship with King Kong Brody, felt he had to get himself involved. The whole thing really ended up in chaos at his qualification. Brody and Volkoff don't need any help. And that's what that second referee is going to be there to make sure of. Brody and Volkoff next Saturday. Huber has his own hands full against the fabulous Freebird, Terry Gordy. And that's going to be a tremendous match. Everybody in the wrestling world will have their eyes on St. Louis next Saturday night, because Volkoff against Brody with 2 referees. Spike Huber against the Freebird, Terry Gordy. Can Huber keep things rolling? Can Gordy keep his momentum going? Plus, Murdoch and his teacher, Killer Carl Cox, who might even bring Alex along so Mickey can talk to him, against Cowboy Scott Casey and Jerry Oates. And Oates and Murdoch have no love lost for one another either. Ed Warren bawling out Nikolai Volkoff for the battery that Volkoff was dishing out to Perez in the corner. Volkoff with a kick to the head of Al Perez. Perez has his hands full, but I believe he's more than capable of making Nikolai Volkoff battered, bruised, and maybe beaten. Perez knocked down to one knee. Volkoff grabs Perez and pitches him out of the ring right down to the cement floor of the arena sports studio. Jam-packed once again. Volkoff raising his hands in triumph as Perez tries to regain his bearings. There he is. Look at that chest. Look at the neck on that man. Former member of the Russian Olympic weightlifting team. He stomps Perez and knocks him right off the apron. The man who maybe has proven that King Kong Brody is not indestructible. He can certainly prove it. He can etch it in concrete next Saturday night. Brody and Volkoff, Kiel Auditorium, in the site of many great matches over the years. Many tremendous, hot, blazing feuds have been settled right in that ring. And Brody and Volkoff are going to try to settle it next Saturday. Volkoff yells, USA, huh? Perez, oh, he drives that shoulder right into the solar plexus of Volkoff. Alex Perez, Al Perez, pounding on Volkoff, driving Volkoff to the corner. Volkoff slammed into the corner, but then he has the presence of mind to bring that big boot up into the chest of Perez. Volkoff, another kick to the head. Volkoff comes off the ropes and stomps on the back of Al Perez. Nikolai Volkoff standing on the throat and on the chest of Al Perez. 320 pounds. He's bigger than Brody. Think of that. Brody's going to give away almost 40 pounds to this man when they step into the ring. Brody's a bit taller, but I think Volkoff's a bit wider, if that seems possible. It's hard to believe, knowing King Kong Brody, that anybody could be wider than he is. Volkoff with a headbutt into the neck of Al Perez.
I think the hair on Brody makes him look bigger, because this guy here has got a crew cut here. Volkoff.
They do have different barbers.
Yeah, I believe so.
My buddy Tama in Fairview Heights. Somebody else must go to one of your barbers. I don't think Brody's been a barber for some time. But that's his style. That's Brody. One of a kind. Non-conformist, sure. Want to call him a rebel? Go ahead and call him a rebel. He's proud of it. With good reason. And from everything I know about King Kong Brody is that man stands tall under any kind of pressure, in any kind of situation. He doesn't back down. And he's under all the pressure in the world next Saturday night against Volkoff. He'll be back from Japan tomorrow. He's going to sit at home down in South Texas all week and think about Volkoff.
Five minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Volkoff pounding on the back of muscular Al Perez. Volkoff with a forearm smash. That's like a sledgehammer coming home. Perez reaching inside that cross arm grip. I think Volkoff realized Perez had an idea there. Perez fighting back. A fiery Floridan clamps on a side headlock. Volkoff whips him to the ropes. Flying tackle. Volkoff stands his ground. Perez drop kick. Volkoff knocked to the ropes. Perez comes flying again. Crossbody. Volkoff caught him. Volkoff caught him. Backbreaker. Cradle. Nikolai. Volkoff caught Perez in midair and covers him with a cradle after the backbreaker. Well, there's that power. Perez with a flying cross body block, and Volkoff somehow caught him in the air.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was this week's Promoter's Corner. We have to take one final commercial break. We will be right back with your TV main event as Devastation Incorporated's Peyton Ayers takes on Bobby D. Don't go away.
Let's go.
Wrestling fans, there's nothing better than barbecue and wrestling. When you're hungry, stop by Mr. Barbecue with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and Waterloo, Illinois. Great barbecue, cold beverages, and SICW wrestling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is time for your TV main event, set for one fall TV time remaining. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Travis Cook and the 6'5" spawn of Khan, Lilith Khan. He is from Cairo, Egypt, weighing in at 320 pounds, representing Devastation Incorporated, Peyton Ayers.
My dog right there. Attaboy, Peyton. Let's go.
His opponent from Belleville, Illinois, weighing in at 284 pounds, Bobby D.
Boo.
Travis Cook giving instructions to his charge at the time, Peyton Ayers. Of course, you've seen various things in recent weeks here on All-Star Wrestling. Of course, Lucky P. Larson not here. His arm's still broken. He's still on the injured list. And Stephen E. is still overseas. He's in the Middle East meeting with investors, getting more funding. As we saw earlier, Haku now joining forces with Devastation Incorporated. So obviously, whatever Stephen E. is accomplishing is getting results.
Let me ask you, Drew.
Yes, sir.
If you are the SICW locker room, and you've got Devastation Incorporated, who was already a massive group and hard to deal with, joins forces with the other massive group, Dogtown Underground, who was very difficult to deal with, and then, no big deal, but Haku's also a part of it.
Absolutely.
What on God's earth do you do?
You have to invest in friendship. You got to make sure that you've got a lot of people that have your back, because there's already a numbers disadvantage when you're dealing with Devastation Inc. or Dogtown Underground. But just going against Haku's worth, 5-6 individuals himself. So Devastation Incorporated was so dangerous in recent months, as we've seen, using fireballs and everything that they have up their sleeve to make sure they stay one up over the rest of the locker room. But just the addition of Haku it takes it over the top. I don't even know. It's dangerous is the word.
Yeah, I don't even know how a guy like Haku, the legend has it, he could clear out an entire bar by himself.
Yes, sir.
And crazy to think that he
Not
doesn't.
good. Still can.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
It looks like he doesn't even age because I saw the footage. The guy looks as good as he ever has. And I mean, what do you do? How do you stop it? Hey, Travis.
I just thought of something. Do you really think Herb Simmons is going to have the energy at his age to actually fight for his territory like this? Do you really think he's got the energy left in him to take on an international conglomerate like us? I really don't think he does.
Well, you know what?
Travis Cook, ladies and gentlemen.
I haven't known Herb that long, just a handful of years now. But what I do know is that he loves this place.
Yeah.
This is his life.
Yep.
And I believe that Herb is a guy that would die trying to save this promotion.
Well, you're absolutely right. I'm shocked to hear those words from you, but they're very wisely spoken.
I mean,
and Travis asked, does Herb have the energy? If you know Herb Simmons, he's got more energy than all of us. He stays up later than all of us. He's up earlier than all of us, all day long, making things happen for his community and for his business.
I've been saying it for weeks now. I always ask Sean, while Travis is just helping Bobby adjust his neck because he obviously was stiff.
Oh, yeah, he helps do that thing often.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been saying it for weeks. I think Herb is just a vampire because I don't know that he actually sleeps.
Yep.
He's always.
I don't have evidence of him resting ever, and I've known Herb for about 15 years.
And the other thing that Travis isn't bringing up.
Big splash from Ayers to Bobby.
Maybe he's forgotten or maybe it's convenient, is that Herb also has a lot of friends too. And I also, let me ask you.
We thought Haku was one of them. That's what made his shocking betrayal that much more devastating.
I mean, is it that shocking? He's a Tongan. They do what they want. You know what I mean? But let me ask you this. What do you think is going to happen now that they've attacked Danny Boy? I don't know Danny that closely or that well, but you know him quite well. What do you think is retaliation? You think he's coming back?
He's in the same boat as we saw Ron Powers in. He was away from the business. They pulled him back in.
For a backslide
Big
here.
backslide onto the bigger man. Oh! And as we know with Bobby D, he can win via pinfall, submission. He's got technical skills, submission skills. He can brawl. Bobby D can catch you with anything at any time.
That's right.
But Peyton Ayers has really evolved as a wrestler, being affiliated with and sitting under the learning tree of people like Attila Khan, now Haku, Stephen E., and now Travis Cook. Peyton Ayers is a hoss of a man, small package from Bobby D.
There you go.
But Peyton Ayers is showing a lot of ring intelligence because he continues to apply what he learns each and every time. So he's more dangerous and shows new tricks every time we see him.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as we see a big suplex here, I think more than anything what they have unlocked is the self-confidence to become and be that monster that he really is. Every week, excuse me for the pun, he gets more and more devastating. Right?
Absolutely right. Well, that might be why they picked the name. It's fitting.
Man, so, you know, you hear the heartfelt message from Ron earlier. There's a lot of high emotions in this. These guys obviously still love this place. I mean,
big DDT from Ayers.
I've only ever heard folk tales and lore of Danny and Ron, but the stories I have heard is that they are as tough as it comes.
Well, and we saw the beating that was dished out to Danny Boy Hawkins. And it's not just from Devastation Incorporated. When Haku is leading the charge of violence against you, what can you do? What can you do? Ron Powers was gone from the building. Gary Jackson had recently received a pile driver from Max Allward. He was injured. He couldn't help. So Danny Boy was left to suffer all by himself.
And here's one thing I know.
Oh, Travis Cook was going for it. No, he can't help himself. Folks, Travis hasn't managed a match in years since Flash Flanagan sent him packing from here. But he's reached his stride. It's like riding a bicycle, right? He's still in his old form. He didn't miss a beat. He didn't lose anything.
Well, if there's anything I've learned being around here is that it doesn't matter how long.
Bobby with a quick roll-up. Ayers out at 2.
How long you've been away. When you get here, the energy in the room is infectious. You don't just forget this, and that's my point. Ron, there's no way he just forgets how to do this. And Danny, same thing. There's just no way that he forgets how to do this. So,
Bobby ducks the clothesline. Make it 2.
Here.
Nice cross body block onto the bigger man.
Better kick out.
Shoots the half. Hooks the leg. Gets him for the 3. A little bit of the amateur wrestling background of Bobby D coming into play here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today.
Gotta give it to him.
It's a small victory, but we gotta take what we can get over Devastation Inc., Peyton Ayers, Bobby D, one of the leading soldiers in the war against Devastation Inc., and Lucky P in Dogtown Underground. Bobby D picking up the win today. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that's all the time we've got. Travis Cook is beside himself, but we gotta go. For Big Nasty Glenn Williams, I'm Drew Ebenhaus.
Hey,
Glenn,
that was fun.
It was fun. I appreciate you joining me, Glenn.
Hey, thank you. Who knows? Maybe I'll join Devastation Inc. next.
Oh, good. Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Well, fans, that's all for today. I'm Drew Ebenhaus. We'll see you right here next week. Have a good night, everybody.
I'm going to shave Billy's head, Drew.